the hidden reason your legs feel weaker and what you can do about it. Have you ever gotten out of bed in the morning and had to grab the nightstand just to steady yourself? If that sounds familiar, you're not the only one. Millions of adults across America, especially folks over 50, are noticing their legs don't feel as strong as they used to. Maybe it's a little harder to walk around the block. Climbing stairs takes more effort than it used to. Even a short trip to the grocery store might leave your legs feeling tired. And somewhere along the way, someone probably told you, well, that's just part of getting older. But what if that's not the full truth? What if I told you your leg strength hasn't actually disappeared? It's just not plugged in right now? I know that might sound a little surprising, but science is starting to back this up. Recent research from top schools like the University of Calgary and Harvard Medical School has revealed something fascinating. Turns out, many people who feel their legs getting weaker still have the muscles they need. What's gone offline isn't the muscle itself. It's the signal that tells your legs to move and stay strong. Think of it like this. Your legs are like a team of trained workers, and your brain is the manager. But if the loudspeaker breaks, the workers don't hear what to do, so they just stand around. The job doesn't get done. Here's the good news. We can fix that connection, and it doesn't take months of hard work. You don't need to hit the gym. You don't need to spend hundreds of dollars on supplements. You don't need a prescription. All you need is the right fuel. Simple nutrients that help your brain and muscles talk to each other again. In fact, with just one well-timed meal, many people start feeling a difference in as little as 12 hours. Yes, really, 12 hours, not 12 weeks. And no, you don't have to be an athlete. You just need to know how to give your body what it's quietly been asking for. In this series, I'm Mark Ellison. I've spent over 20 years studying how nutrition supports the brain and body. Together, we'll walk through easy-to-find nutrients your body might be missing, how one simple smoothie can do more than a workout if you drink it at the right time, and how to flip the switch that wakes up the signal between your brain and your legs. If you've ever worried that slowing down is just part of aging, give me a chance to show you something different, because your body may still have more strength left than you think. Starting tomorrow morning, with just a few small changes, you could begin feeling the difference. If you're someone who wants to stay strong, naturally, and you like knowing the why behind what works, stick with me. You might just discover the best gift you've ever given yourself, a stronger, more confident step into the future. How to reconnect your brain and muscles and feel the change in just 12 hours. If your legs don't respond like they used to, if standing up feels wobbly, or if stairs make you reach for the handrail every time, this might not be just getting older. It could be something much simpler and fixable. There's a quiet process happening in the body that many people have never heard of. It's called a neuromuscular disconnect. But don't worry, that's just a fancy term. What it really means is, your brain is trying to talk to your muscles, but the message isn't getting through clearly. The muscles are still there. They haven't vanished, but they're waiting for instructions and not getting them. Think of your muscles like a group of workers, standing around, ready to do their job. But the foreman's voice is faint. Nobody moves, because nobody hears the call to action. Now here's the exciting part. A study published in 2023 by the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found something truly remarkable. For adults over 50, just one evening meal, containing the right combination of nutrients, can help boost the energy centers and muscle cells called mitochondria, and kickstart the repair of muscle function, not in weeks, not even in days, in just 12 hours. Yes, you heard that right. One night, one meal. A real shift you can feel the very next morning. No medications, no complicated therapy, just real food at the right time with the right nutrients. Why does this work so well? Because your muscles rely on mitochondria, tiny engines that decide how fast you move, how steady you feel, and how long you can stay on your feet before feeling worn out. But those engines can't run on fumes. They need a specific type of fuel, and most of us just aren't getting enough of it. Even if you're eating your protein and trying to stay active, if the nervous system doesn't get the nutrients it needs, the message from your brain will fade, like a microphone running out of batteries. You can talk all you want, but the message won't reach the crowd. Now for the good news. We can fix that message. There are simple nutrients, proven to recharge the connection between your brain and your muscles, and they don't take long to work. Experts at the University of Calgary saw this in action. In older adults who felt like their legs were getting weaker, a focused nutrition plan helped not just with strength, but with confidence, balance, and control. People walked taller, moved faster, and got back to doing the things they love, without fear or frustration. Because when your legs feel strong again, everything changes. You walk out the front door with ease. You step into the car without a second thought. You rise from a chair without needing your hands. This isn't just about stronger muscles. It's about taking back your freedom. And it starts not at the doctor's office, but right in your own kitchen. What's been missing isn't youth. It's fuel. And once you give your nervous system and muscles the right support, you'll be amazed at how quickly things can turn around. Give it one evening. Just one simple, powerful change. And by morning, your legs might just surprise you. 2. The missing switch that helps your muscles wake up again. When most folks think about getting their leg strength back, they picture workouts, jogging, weightlifting, maybe a few morning squats by the bed. And sure, movement matters. But here's a surprising truth. If your muscle system is still asleep, because the nerve signal hasn't kicked in yet, then all that hard work might not give you the results you were hoping for. Before we even talk about rebuilding muscle, we need to ask something important. Has the switch been turned on? Inside your body, there's a powerful little compound that acts just like a switch. It's called leucine. Leucine is one of the building blocks of protein, but it does more than just build. It signals. It tells your body, let's get to work. It's time to grow and repair muscle. Now, your body can't make leucine on its own, so you have to get it from food. And when it hits your bloodstream after a meal, it flips on a muscle repair system deep inside your cells. This system has a long name, but think of it like a command center. When leucine arrives, the message gets loud and clear. Start rebuilding. But as we get older, our bodies don't hear that message as well as they used to. This is called resistance, and it happens to nearly everyone. So even if you're eating more protein, your body might not respond unless it gets a strong enough signal from leucine. That's why you might hear people say, I'm eating plenty, but I still feel weak. It's not about the amount of protein. It's about the quality and the timing of the leucine you're getting. Now here's what the research shows. Experts at the University of Texas found that just 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine can flip the switch for muscle repair even in older adults. So how much food does that take? You'll find that amount of leucine in 3 large eggs, about 4 ounces of lean beef, or 1 scoop around 30 grams of a good quality whey protein powder. Now here's the key. Timing matters. Your body is most ready to respond early in the morning right after you wake up. That's because you just gone 8 or more hours without food. Your system is low on energy, and your muscles are waiting for a signal. If breakfast is just toast, coffee, or a bowl of oatmeal without much protein, you're missing the perfect window to charge up your muscles. But imagine this instead. A morning smoothie with whey protein, a couple of hard-boiled eggs on the side, maybe a handful of leafy greens for extra support. Now we're talking. Within an hour, your muscles start receiving clearer signals. That sleep mode begins to lift. And your legs? They start feeling like part of you again. Leucine isn't a miracle cure, but it is the switch your muscles may be waiting for. And when you flip that switch at the right time, with the right foods, you give your body the best shot at staying strong, steady, and fully alive no matter your age. 3. How a simple nutrient can help your legs feel steadier in just a few hours. Picture this for a moment. You stand up from your chair. Your brain says, let's go. But your legs? They hesitate. Maybe they feel a little slow. Or maybe they don't respond the way they used to. No, that doesn't mean you're weak. And it doesn't mean you're not trying hard enough. What's more likely is that the line of communication between your brain and muscles just isn't as strong as it once was. See, for your body to move smoothly, your brain depends on a special chemical messenger It's what carries signals from your brain straight to your muscles. It's called acetylcholine, and it's absolutely essential for every step you take. Without it, your muscles don't get the message. They can't respond quickly. You may feel off balance or notice your legs feel a little sluggish. And as we age, our bodies naturally start to make less of this signal. Plus, the nerve endings that receive this signal get less sensitive too. The result? You feel like your legs are fading, when in fact, the signal just isn't coming through clearly. But here's the good news. This connection isn't lost. It can be restored, and much faster than you might think. Researchers have found that you can boost your acetylcholine levels within 6 to 12 hours by simply adding more choline to your diet. Choline is the raw material your body needs to create that vital nerve signal. It's like fuel for the connection between your brain and muscles. And guess what? You'll find it in something as simple as 2 eggs. Just 2 whole eggs with the yolks can give you over 300 milligrams of choline. That's enough to support healthy nerve signaling and better movement without needing pills or prescriptions. And choline doesn't just help your muscles. It also supports your memory, your focus, and your overall brain function, which, let's be honest, can also use a little extra support as the years go on. According to studies from the American Institute of Nutrition, people who get enough choline at breakfast show improvements in balance, walking speed, and how quickly their legs react. And this improvement? It's not something you have to wait weeks to feel. It often shows up after just one well-planned meal. So, when's the best time to get your choline? First thing in the morning, about 30 minutes after waking up. Your brain's supply of acetylcholine is at its lowest. Why? Because while you sleep, your brain uses it for dreaming, breathing, and memory work. So breakfast becomes your chance to refuel that signal. Here's a great example. 2 warm hard-boiled eggs, a small bowl of cottage cheese or a scoop of protein powder, and maybe a piece of fruit on the side. Simple, affordable, powerful. Now, if you're on a plant-based diet, you still have options. Quinoa, soybeans, Brussels sprouts, and wheat germ can all provide choline. Though it's worth noting, your body tends to absorb it more easily from eggs. And here's what really matters. When your brain and muscles reconnect, you feel more steady, more sure of yourself, more confident in every step you take. So if your legs have felt a little quiet lately, don't assume it's just aging. They might just be waiting for a signal that breakfast can send. And sometimes, that signal starts with 2 eggs and a few minutes of care right at your kitchen table. Forgot how to help your legs feel lighter and stronger with one simple ingredient. Picture this. You're outside watering your garden, but the hose has a kink. No matter how high you turn the faucet, the water just won't reach the roots. Now think about your legs. Even if you eat well, exercise regularly, and get a good night's sleep, if blood isn't flowing properly to your muscles, they're not getting what they need. And that can leave your legs feeling heavy, your steps slower, and your energy fading faster than it should. For many adults over 50, this happens quietly over time. The tiny blood vessels in your legs, the ones that deliver oxygen and nutrients, can lose their flexibility. The walls get thicker. The space inside them narrows. And as a result, your muscles feel tired faster, even if you're doing everything right. But here's something you might not know. Your body has a natural way to open up those vessels again. And it all starts with a little helper called nitric oxide. Now don't let the name scare you. Nitric oxide is simply a gas your body makes when it has the right ingredients. Its job? To tell your blood vessels to relax and widen, so blood can flow more freely, bringing fresh oxygen and nutrients where they're needed most. When your nitric oxide levels go up, so does your performance. And here's the best part. It doesn't take long to notice the difference. In one study, older adults drank beetroot juice, and just 90 minutes later, they had stronger leg muscle performance. The biggest improvement was in something called fast-twitch muscle fibers. These are the muscles that help you react quickly, stay balanced, and avoid falls. And let's face it, staying on your feet is one of the best gifts you can give yourself. So how can you boost nitric oxide naturally? Simple. Beets. Beets are loaded with something called natural nitrates. Once you eat them, bacteria in your mouth turn those nitrates into nitrites, and your body then turns them into nitric oxide. Just 1 to 2 medium beets, or about 9 to 10 ounces of fresh beet juice, is enough to get things moving. And if you follow that with a light walk, bike ride, or 20-minute stretch session, the effects get even better. That's because movement also boosts nitric oxide. The sweet spot? Have your beets about 90 minutes before your activity. That gives your body time to turn on the flow, so your muscles are ready when you are. Worried about sugar? No need. Beets have a low glycemic index, and when you eat them before being active, your body uses those natural sugars for energy, not storage, to keep your blood sugar steady. Pair your beets with some leafy greens, or a little protein like cottage cheese or nuts. Here's the bottom line. Beets aren't magic, but they are powerful. They're affordable, easy to find, and they help open up the highways your muscles need to feel awake and alive again. So the next time your legs feel a little sluggish, reach for a simple, natural boost. In just a few hours, you might feel lighter on your feet, stronger in your stride, and more confident with every step you take. 5. The quiet problem that might be slowing down your legs and how to turn it around naturally. You might not feel it. You probably won't see it. But for many adults over 40, there's something quietly working in the background, slowing your recovery and making your legs feel heavier than they should. It's called low-grade inflammation. Now don't let that word throw you off. This isn't like the swelling you get from a sprained ankle or a cut that's healing. That's called acute inflammation, and it's usually a good thing. But what we're talking about here is a slow, steady type of inflammation that lingers deep in your body, and it can quietly chip away at your strength, especially in your legs and lower back. Several studies have shown that when this kind of inflammation is present, your body has a harder time repairing muscle and sending strong signals from your brain to your muscles. You still have muscle, but it's not working at full power. In one 2020 study, researchers found that people with higher levels of two markers, called CRP and IL-6, had more muscle loss and slower movement, even if they were eating well and staying active. So what's going on? Well, when inflammation sticks around, it affects the tiny energy centers inside your muscles, called mitochondria. They stop working as efficiently. Your muscles don't recover as fast, and your legs may start feeling sluggish, even after a good night's rest. But here's the good news. You don't need a prescription to fight back. One of the most powerful anti-inflammatory solutions might already be in your kitchen. I'm talking about dark leafy greens. Things like kale, spinach, arugula, Swiss chard, and mustard greens are packed with natural compounds that help your body calm down the inflammation. They're rich in things like magnesium, chlorophyll, and something called quercetin, an antioxidant found in many dark greens. Quercetin helps block the very signals that keep inflammation going, and it's been shown in studies to lower those blood markers in just a couple of weeks. But it's not just about what happens in the lab. People start to feel better too. Less soreness after walking, faster recovery after light exercise, more steady energy from morning through evening. Now let's talk timing. The best time to eat your greens? Morning. Your body follows a natural rhythm, and giving it anti-inflammatory support early in the day sets the tone for better balance all day long. You don't have to make it complicated. Try this. A cup of lightly sautéed spinach or kale, cooked with a tablespoon of olive oil, and a splash of lemon juice or apple cider vinegar. You can also toss raw greens into your smoothie, or pair them with 2 hard-boiled eggs, a few walnuts, and half an avocado. Here's why the combo matters. The healthy fats in eggs, nuts, and avocado help your body absorb more of the nutrients from the greens, like vitamin K, lutein, and beta-carotene. That means more healing power, more energy, and better long-term support for your muscles. This isn't a magic fix, but it is a steady, natural path to helping your body recover the way it was designed to. Give it 10 to 14 days of consistency, a little each morning, and you just might notice your legs moving more freely, with less stiffness, more strength, and a renewed sense of energy from the ground up. 6. Why when you eat may matter more than you think, especially after 50. When folks talk about building or keeping strong muscles, the first thing they usually mention is what to eat. Eggs, chicken, milk, protein shakes. And yes, those foods are important. But there's something else that matters just as much, maybe even more. And that's when you eat. See, when we're younger, our bodies can handle just about any eating schedule. A protein-packed dinner? That's often enough to keep the muscles going. But once you pass 50, things begin to shift. Your body doesn't respond to protein the same way it used to. Even if you're eating enough, your muscles might not be putting that protein to good use. This is something researchers call resistance to muscle building. And it's a normal part of aging. But here's the good news. There's a simple way to help your body stay strong. And it doesn't require eating more protein. It just means spreading it out across the day, instead of loading up at dinner, which many of us are used to doing. Try giving your body smaller, steady signals throughout the day. One study from the University of Texas looked into this. They found that older adults who ate about 30 grams of protein at breakfast, lunch, and dinner had much better results, about 25% more muscle repair, than those who saved most of their protein for dinner. Think of it like tapping your muscles gently all day long, reminding them to stay active and rebuild. The more balanced your meals, the stronger that message becomes. There's another trick to getting the most from your meals. Eat your protein shortly after some light movement. It could be a walk, stretching, even just doing a few arm circles or light housework. In the 30 to 60 minutes after activity, your muscles are like sponges. They're ready to soak up nutrients and use them for recovery. This time frame is often called the rebuilding window. And if you eat a mix of protein and good carbs during that time, you give your muscles what they need, when they need it most. Now, why carbs? Because they help your body release insulin, a hormone that acts like a delivery truck, carrying those protein building blocks right into your muscles. Here are some easy meal ideas to try. After light activity, blend 1 scoop of protein powder, a small banana, and a spoonful of peanut butter. Or, try 1 cup of cooked quinoa, half a cup of black beans, and a drizzle of olive oil. For breakfast, scramble 3 large eggs, add a cup of cooked spinach, and a scoop of lentils. Or, enjoy a bowl of plain Greek yogurt, with a tablespoon of hemp seeds, and a handful of fresh berries. These meals don't just give you fuel, they help keep your muscle-building system running smoothly, all day long. So here's the big takeaway. Don't wait until dinner to pack in your protein. Your body can't store those signals for later. Just like drinking 8 glasses of water at once won't keep you hydrated all day. Give your body what it needs, a little bit, at the right time, and you'll be surprised how much stronger and steadier you feel, even in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. Conclusion: your strength isn't gone, it's just waiting to be reawakened. If you've ever thought that weaker legs were just part of getting older, I hope by now you're starting to see things differently. Muscle doesn't just vanish. It fades quietly, because the signals from your brain aren't getting through, because the blood flow has slowed, because a little inflammation is getting in the way, and maybe most of all, because the right kind of support just hasn't been there. But the good news is, your body hasn't given up. It's simply been waiting for you to give it the right tools, at the right time, in the right way. And no, you don't need to turn back the clock or try to be 25 again. You just need to meet your body where it is and work with it, not against it. Throughout this series, we've explored a handful of small steps that can create powerful changes. We learned how leucine, found in protein-rich foods, acts like a switch that turns muscle repair back on. We looked at choline from eggs and other whole foods, which helps reconnect your brain to your leg muscles. We saw how beets can boost blood flow, delivering oxygen and nutrients where they're needed most. We uncovered the role of leafy greens, in calming silent inflammation, something that quietly drains strength from the inside. We talked about the power of when you eat, especially after light activity or first thing in the morning. And we learned that spreading your protein across the day, not just piling it on at dinner, can make a real difference. When these habits come together, you're not just building stronger legs, you're building confidence, balance, and the kind of independence that helps you feel like you again. And the best part? You don't need to flip your whole life upside down. You don't need a gym membership, or expensive powders, or complicated meal plans. You just need to start with a few small things, done consistently. Here's a simple plan to begin tomorrow. Step 1. As soon as you wake up, drink a smoothie made with beet juice and a scoop of whey protein. If you don't do dairy, Greek yogurt or a plant-based option works just fine. Then take a short 15-minute walk, just enough to wake up your body. Step 2. About 30 to 60 minutes later, have a real breakfast. 2 or 3 eggs, some cooked spinach or kale, and maybe a few seeds or beans, depending on what you like. Step 3. Make sure your lunch and dinner each include at least 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein. That could be chicken, fish, tofu, or lentils, whatever works for your lifestyle. But don't save it all for the evening. Your muscles need support throughout the day. Stick to this routine for 7 to 10 days. Just 1 week. You'll likely start to notice your legs feel more stable, less hesitation on the stairs, more strength when rising from a chair. And most importantly, you'll begin to feel in charge of your movement again. Every step you take will feel a little steadier, a little lighter, and a lot more like you. If this message has helped shift how you see your body, I encourage you to keep going. Follow along for more guidance each week. Because age isn't the end of strength. It's simply your body's way of saying, I'm still here. Now teach me how to thrive. With care, with intention, and with a little more wisdom each day.